So guys, the 3.6 beta just dropped, so yep, the V1 kit for EverNight and Dan Hang are out. But let's talk about EverNight for once. Our beautiful March XP is gonna have a crazy kit, and yeah, this review is gonna take a while, but yeah, try to stay alive. So this is from beta, so these are subjected to change, and a lot of things can happen in the future updates. So yeah, if you want to know the exact numbers, you can always go check out on the home DGCAD website yourself. So yeah, I'm just gonna make it as short as I humanly can, but yeah. And also, sorry about the background noise, it's just raining all day, I can't do much about it. Now moving on, March's base stat is actually pretty good. So she has a base health of 1319 with 543 attack, with a defense of 582, and a base speed of 99. She also has a 240 ult requirements, so yeah. Also her Memo's current name is Eevee, so yeah, it's a jellyfish. It also has a 125 aggro. That's actually good. It's actually pretty high aggro for a freaking Memo's, I wasn't expecting that, okay? So now let's talk her talent, because talent is everything for March 7th actually. With me this night, talent when entering combat summons Memo's Eevee. Memo's Eevee has 160 base speed, so that's pretty high. And its max health is 100% of EverNight's max health, so its health is gonna scale off March's health. Pretty good in my opinion. Increase the crit damage of both March and Eevee by 60% for 2 chains and gain 2 Memoria. I have no idea what this Memoria is. I think it's like a stackable buff that you need. This effect can trigger only once per attack when EverNight has 16 or more Memoria, dispels, and becomes immune to crowd control debuff. Okay, if she has more than 16 of these Memoria stacks, she actually becomes immune to CC. That's pretty good, because there's a lot of abilities that actually CC the freaking units now these days, so that's also nice. Also, if Memo's Eevee is actually on the field, Eevee will actually take full action advance. It's like Castra's action advance, I guess. She will literally take action advance, and that's pretty good in my opinion. So that's the freaking talent. It's pretty simple, but there's Memoria stacking thing. I have no idea what it is. Now I'm gonna go with freaking Eevee's skill first, because March's skill is kind of hard to understand. So Memo's skill ability. So this is gonna be Eevee's skills. I'm gonna go with Eevee's skills first, then I'm gonna talk about March's skill. So yeah, let's talk about Eevee's skill first. Automatically selects a target, prioritizing the enemy target that EverNight last hits. That's good. So as long as EverNight hits, the Eevee is gonna hit the same target. That's pretty good. No random RNG at least. It does 20% of ice damage to Eevee's max health. For every points of Memoria EverNight currently has, further deals ice damage. Eevee's max health gain 1 point of Memoria after using. So it looks like you need these more. You will consume this Memoria stack to do more damage, while also regening Memoria stacks. Yeah, I have no idea what this buff is, but this buff looks kind of interesting. So it's like you use the buff to do more damage, but at the same time you also generate this buff. That's actually cool, not gonna lie. So Eevee's second skill, because every Memo's has 2 skills. When EverNight Memoria is greater or equal to 60 points, EverNight is not under a crowd control state, consumes all HP of Memoria, and deals ice damage of max health of Eevee. So simply, if she has more than 16% of this Memoria stack, more or less, it's like, if you have 16 or more of this Memoria stacks, it literally becomes immune to CC, and it also does more damage. That's what it says. Nothing crazy. It's just a lot of crazy wording. Also, it does more damage based on the HPs. It's pretty good, I think. Both skills are pretty good. Also, let's talk about Eevee's talent, because Eevee herself has talent, so that's crazy, isn't it? Woohoo! So Eevee's talent 1. Eevee is immune to crowd control debuffs when the increased charge has been targeted by multiple times. So simply, if Eevee gets targeted more than once, he kinda gets a crowd control debuff. That's kinda cool. I think it's like Clara's ult, because Clara's ult also has a chance to to, I think, get you out of CC form. So it's like if Eevee gets hit more than once, there's a chance she can actually repel the debuff. Also, increase the damage dealt by EverNight and Eevee by 50%. Using this ability consumes 1% of this unit's max health and reduce it to 1%. So it's like a sacrifice actually. Eevee will literally lose every health and will stay on 1% health, but she's also gonna be immune from CC and gonna do more damage. That's cool. Is it like a freaking suicide bomb or what? Because it has 4 states, so maybe it depends on the amount of Memoria stacks that you have. I actually have no idea, by the way. This talent is pretty interesting to least. So Eevee's talent 2, when summoned, restores HP equals to 20% of EverNight's max health. EverNight and this unit immediately take action. So that's the action advanced trace, pretty good. Now Eevee's last trace. Upon disappearing, regenerates 30 energy for EverNight and advances her action by 20%. So that's pretty cool. It's gonna help EverNight get her ult really fast. Pretty good, pretty good. 30 energy and the 20% action advance. Really, really good in my opinion. Now, let's talk about March. Yeah, finally we can talk about March. March's basic attack is nothing, it's just normal. It based on, by the way, March's whole kit is based on HP percentage. There's no attack percentage shit, so yeah. I had to warn you guys already. So her skill consumes HP equal to 12% of EverNight's max health. Now, this is the main part. Increase Eevee's crit damage by 40% and other Memo Sprite crit damage also increased by 40%. So it's gonna increase Eevee's and any other Memo Sprite on the field's damage by 40%. It's really, really good, by the way. Also, it also generates 2 stacks of this Memoria thingy. Also, it drains Marsh's HP, by the way. It drains freaking 20% of March's health. But if Eevee is already on the field, it will actually restore 50% of March's health. So yeah. And if there's no health, March will go to 1% health and be on life support. So yeah, that's it. That's her skill. It gives 40% crit damage to Eevee and any other Memo Sprite on the field. I think it's really good with Cassie. Cassie and Pollux gonna have pretty good synergy. I think so, yeah. I think she's gonna be more like a Casserus support, mainly. I'm not sure. I think she's gonna be more like a freaking Casserus support. Also, when the skill is activated, if you have more than 12%, 12 or more Memoria freaking thingies, you will be dispelled from any CC. So yeah, this Memoria thing, I have no idea what this is, but yeah, this thing looks really, really needed on her kit. Now her ult, summon Memo Sprite Eevee. Memo Sprite Eevee deals ice damage equals to 120% of March's max health. And EverNight causes EverNight to enter Darkest Riddle state. So I think that's when she enters the Evil March state. I have no idea, but I think that's when she enters the Evil March state. So you need ult to enter the state, I presume. During this state, the damage received by all enemies increased by 20%. So that's like a vulnerability debuff. So enemies will also take more damage. Pretty good. The damage dealt by EverNight and Memo Sprite increased by 100%. Both EverNight and Memo Sprite Eevee are immune to crowd control. Gain 2 Dark Riddles charges. I have no idea what those Dark Riddle charges are. Memo Sprite and Eevee consume 1 charger after using Dream. Dissolve as Drew. I think it's her skill actually. Dream dissolving through is her skill. I presume it's her skill. I could be wrong. There's so much going on with her kit. Simply, in her ult, she literally goes into a emo state and does more damage, and her Memo Sprite literally... She and her Memo Sprite literally becomes immune to every CC and does more damage. And she's also going to put a debuff on the enemy, so the enemy takes more damage. I think it's a pretty needed buff. I mean, ult for a sub DPS. I think she's like a sub DPS rather than a main DPS. I think it's based on her freaking damage. But I think it's a really, really strong ult, not gonna lie. And her Eevee helps to get the goddamn ult fast with her freaking kit. That's so nice, actually. Now her technique, after using technique at the start of the battle, gains an effect immediately skill. Increase all allies and Memo Sprite crit damage by 40% and gain 2 points of Memoria. It's simply her skill. Yeah, if you use her technique, you literally get her skill passive already on the go. And it also summon Eevee, I presume, because it doesn't say that, so yeah. And that's it. That's it. Now I'm going to talk about her stats. She's going to get 18 crit rate and 18% crit damage. Sorry, 13% crit damage. Sorry about that. And 18% max health. Really good for a HP scaling crit DPS. Really, really needed. Now her A1 trace is going to be increased EverNight and Memo Strike crit rate by 30% after using Dream Dissolve as 2. I still don't know if I think it's one of Eevee's skills, or is it her alt? Let me check actually. Yeah, it's actually Eevee's skill. Okay, when you use Eevee's skill, you'll trigger 30 crit rate. So it's going to be easy to build the March Knight actually. You're just going to stack a lot of crit damage, I guess. Now her A2 trace, at the start of combat, EverNight regenerates 60 energy and gain 2 Memoria stacks. So you get Memoria stacks a lot from her kit actually. Okay, you don't need to worry about this Memoria stack, whatever it is. That's 60 energy. At the start of the combat, really good. You can get almost a 1-turn ult, maybe even an insta ult, who knows. It depends. Really, really good A2 trace. Now A3 trace, when there are 1, 2, 3, or 4 more remembrance characters in the team, EverNight skill additionally increase all Memo Strike crit damage by 5, 4, is that 14? Yeah, 14, 40, 50. You need to have more than 3 remembrance characters, by the way. You need to have more than 3 remembrance characters to get this A3 trait. This A3 trait is really good. But you need more than 3 remembrance characters. Can you get more than 3 remembrance characters? I see. So you're not going to use Tribi on Cassie teams anymore, I think. God damn, that's actually crazy. Okay, I think EverNight is kind of broken for Cassie teams. She's like custom support for Cassie, sub DPS for Cassie teams. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about the Eidolons because Eidolons get changed a lot. A lot means a lot, so there's a high chance the Eidolons will get changed. So I'm not gonna talk about the Eidolons whatsoever. But my opinion on EverNight kits, it looks disgusting for Cassie teams. For the other teams, I don't know, and I don't think she has that high of a freaking damage because her ult does damage, but the numbers are not that crazy. The multipliers are not that crazy. But I do think she's a solid sub DPS for Cassie teams. Like, really, really interesting. I still don't know what this Memoria thingy is, and her ult is like a transformation. Also, it puts a debuff on the enemy. It's really interesting, kid. I will keep in touch with the that other beta changes. Hope you guys find this video helpful. If you did, leave a like because that's gonna help me a lot because I'm tired. So I will talk about Imbibitor Lune, the freaking Danghang stage freaking form next. But yeah, that's it for freaking March 7th. Pretty cool kid, not gonna lie.